This video is sponsored by Squarespace, an all-in-one website platform for creatives and entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online.
I care about ideas I'm afraid of. I care about ideas who are terribly disturbing, that I say, oh my God, how I can do that? That's the idea I want.
There's a phrase I like to think about when I'm choosing what project I want to do next. Is there another project that seems more uncomfortable sitting around in my mind that I'm putting off in the distance and avoiding doing? This single question can often put me back on track, and it's helped me choose to start one thing over another.
First of all, I hate studio. Studio is a trap. So to get out of your comfortable zone, out of your protected box, to do things that they're not repetitive.
I want to be clear that this isn't a grind set style search for suffering all the time. I'm not interested in pushing for pushing's sake, but with so much of our experience constructed around trying to avoid discomfort, we can recognise when barriers about what we can and can't do are forming walls around our creative work too.
The moment when you really get into that kind of performative space, you are leaving your low self and you're transforming into your higher self. And this higher self is the all energy you have, you put into that.
Do you feel there's a part of you that seeks out controversy?
There was huge controversy about my 3 abortions. Why I have abortions? In the Catholics in Italy, the women Catholics, they're saying that I'm killing children to make art, which is ridiculous. I didn't want to have children because I want to make art, and I have all rights to do that. It's very easy to take out of context my work and misinterpret it in different ways. And it's just happening, especially now. I mean, the more exposure I have, the more controversy. It's almost like a natural effect. I can't deal with this except let it go. It's the same happened in the 70s. And, I have to just follow my own intuition, do my work.
Along with looking at Abramovic's approach to discomfort and fear, I want to focus today on one of the most important things that Abramovic reminds us to think about, which we can use to strengthen and test the quality of our creative ideas.
I'm always interested much more in a kind of idea how is a good work of art. What you make good work of art.
A quick note before we go into this further, just to say that for the clips I use in this, everything will be linked on screen when possible, and down below in the description if not. And also to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, which is Squarespace. I've used Squarespace for years in my freelancing work, and my Squarespace website has been the top link in my CV that I send to clients. Using this platform now has felt incredibly intuitive, thanks to Squarespace's design intelligence tool, which really opens up the possibilities and empowers your vision and ideas without ever feeling overwhelming. Some people might know who watch these videos. I'm a writer first, and in the future, I want to try and sell some of my writing and build that side of my work using the Squarespace platform. And when it comes to taking money, whether you're a freelancer or building a shopfront for your brand, you can accept payments through platforms like PayPal, Stripe and Klarna, which might sound like a small thing, but really is a game changer compared to the limitations that some online platforms give you. Another feature that I want to shout about to the creatives in this community is Squarespace's custom invoicing options, which help you represent yourself professionally and streamline payments, positioning the work you do and helping you get paid what you deserve. So yeah, whatever you're planning to build, head over to squarespace.com and claim your free trial. And when you're ready to launch your design and go live, head to squarespace.com/creative minds to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, and to anyone watching who goes ahead and uses that link. And then with that said, on with the video.
So, my name is Marina Abramovic, and I'm a performance artist and human being. That's more or less it. When I was starting the performance art, it was nobody territory. Everybody was thinking it's ridiculous. Everybody thinking that was the not art in the first place. For years, people ask, why is this art?
Marina talks a lot about the energy of her work and how she wants the audience to feel it in their stomach. But this can only come when the artist searches into those tougher spaces, opening themselves up in ways that will feel vulnerable and looking for those experiences and presentation methods that don't necessarily aim to cause discomfort, but don't shy away from it if necessary.
Desert is where you really confront with yourself, with your own mind. And this confrontation we try to avoid all the time. And one of the very important points is our fear to dying. We have enormous fear of dying. We always repress and put somewhere else, and we never confront. And the whole work I'm trying to do is, first of all, I like to put my ego out of my work, because ego is something that stands in the front and is obstacle. And I want to say, in old days, when the artists write not name but just anonymous, it was the best thing they can do. When you finish with this ego and you really try to empty your mind, then you are ready to help the society to change.
Abramovic is a master of reduction and simplicity in her art. She pushes towards the simplicity of expression and leaves the power of the central idea to exist on its own with the audience. Often when the central idea of a project isn't strong enough, the creative process can become a journey of surrounding it with attractive forms of superfluous complexity. But with Marina's approach, the central idea is the thing, and we can know when we've found that thing because we feel that it's powerful enough to survive and engage an audience alone.
So the good work of art have a certain energy. They have to be emotional. You know, I'm not crazy about the work that have to be so much explanation, that you have to read the text, that you have to, read lots of information in order to understand the work. I would like to have the work that can be understood on every level. Person cleaning the street, or the president of the country, or just the child, and have to move them. The critics, the writers, they're intellectual. They like to understand by head. They don't want to feel in stomach. My work, you have to feel in stomach. But it's very interesting to do that. You have to make very simple. Yeah. This is the thing. When I have an idea, I start complicated. I start with so many elements, and it's becoming more and more and more complicated to reach the point. Now I have to reduce to absolutely bare nothing.
Abramovic's journey is her own, and when I think about my creative work and bringing her ideas in, I feel really inspired but also quite uncomfortable. I'm also becoming aware of how I try to avoid failure in certain aspects of my work, and hearing Marina discuss her process is making me think about just accepting the reality that the path will include more failure too.
To listen to the body have the ancient knowledge. Exactly tell you with intuition what to do. We fucked up with the mind. Mind is overthinking.
That's the Renaissance fault.
Mind is overthinking always, and then you make things too complicated.
When I think about different kinds of expression through my work, I start to question a load of things. Why am I speaking here? Who am I to be doing this? Does this stuff that I'm spending time on really matter at all? These questions can help us hone our work over time, but it's also useful to recognise that sometimes we will probably get it wrong. And however much we would like, we can't always plan this stuff perfectly in the hypothetical, and getting it wrong through practice and action is going to be part of it. The idea of failure is something we're taught to avoid at all costs, but what I think Abramovic is showing us with her journey is that if we intentionally move into spaces where we are bound often to meet huge vulnerability and failure, then over time we can become more free and reach higher forms of simplicity and truth in our work.
When the scientists really, when they come to the discovery, they never come to discovery in an ordinary way, like, mathematical formulas, and you sit in the studio or in your scientist laboratory and you come to the great discovery. Always come in the same way as artists create the piece. And this is a very interesting touching point. Come from another state of mind, again, not from that, the rational state. And there is where we could have the dialogue.
I hope you enjoyed the video here. On the screen now, I'm going to put up 2 videos that deepen the ideas around searching for simplicity and discomfort in our work. With all that said now, a huge thanks to my paid supporters. And yeah, good luck in your own work. Speak soon.